Hey, you all. So before I get into my message, I wanted to read you guys a really quick passage. Um, and this is going to be out of 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. So, I bet you guys are wondering about that title that I had, Tempting Temptation. Don't tempt temptation. Um, the reason why I worded it that way is because a lot of us true born again Christians, we already know about things in our past that were very tempting for us, things that we have struggled with, whether it was fornication, whether it was alcohol or drugs or porn, whatever your struggle was. So we already know about our challenges that we've had, our sins, and um, and I just wanted to put a word out there that we cannot place ourselves in situations that we already know are tempting situations. And I'll give you guys a couple examples of that. A lot of you guys already know about my pretend 13-year relationship that wasn't really a relationship. Um, but anyway, he and we have a really strong soul tie. We had a real strong soul tie. And of course, a history. So, being that that's the case, for me to go over to his house and just hang out, even though my intentions might uh, be innocent, and I'm just going there just to hang out with him, and he may know that that's all my intention is. Um, I have to remember that that was a weak spot for me for fornication. And being that that is a temptation, I don't want to go and put myself willingly in that situation where that temptation can, you know, turn into a sin. So, and that's why I don't see him anymore, and I don't put myself in a situation, um, and knowing that, because I'm telling you, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm going to tell you guys, I cannot guarantee you guys, even if today I were to drive to his house, that I would pass all the tests and not be tempted to, I cannot say that. And being that I cannot say that 100%, if I were to just go out and hang out with him, I'm not going to put myself in that situation, because I already know that's a tempt, that's a temptation. And also, I before I got born again, I had a Christian friend, and I thought that she was really of the Lord. And I'm not saying she's not. I'm sure she does love the Lord. But I thought that in my eyes, I thought that she was on fire for him. She went to church every Sunday. She prayed. She told me she spoke in tongues. But when I got saved, I and truly saved, you start to see things. What you thought people were truly following the Lord, they weren't all the way. So anyway, she was engaged to this guy, and she already had a previous relationship with him, and then they went their separate ways, but they came back with each other and they got engaged. And she would tell me that she would stay at his house all the time, and she would stay the night, and she would sleep in the same room. and me knowing that she said that she was celibate, I was like, wow, isn't that like tempting, you know? And she told me that she wasn't tempted and that they're not doing anything. But you know, to me that's tempting temptation. When you already know you had history with that person with fornication, and then you're staying in that same room, those are all the fixings to bring you back into sin. Okay? And we kind of, again, we don't stay in contact. We kind of parted ways because I think that I was really about God. I still am, y'all. I really love God, but I think I was too much. I talked too much about the Lord for her. I'm just guessing because I feel like because that's when I lost contact with her was when I always talk about God, um and she would get upset because she thought that guy that was getting ready to marry her should be buying her a $20,000 ring. And I told her that Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey and that we shouldn't be focused on how much a ring is, because she said she wouldn't marry him if he didn't buy her a $20,000 ring. So anyway, so we kind of, she didn't, I don't know if she really liked that. So sorry, I know that's a little off topic. So but anyway, and that the movies and television also play a huge role in our temptation. And when we're looking at the movies and we see a hot, steamy in the bedroom fornication scene, and let's say you're with your a date, that is going to affect your mind. It is going to either make you feel uncomfortable to where you're like wondering if y'all should be talking during that awkward part of seeing that steamy scene, or if you guys are highly attracted to each other, it's going to be imprinted in your mind about that scene. And I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody says, but that television, the movies, they have a lot to do with our sins and our temptations because of what we look at and what we allow in our eye gates and in our ear gates. So, and this is not just about sexual immorality, but I'm also talking about about all the other things. If you used to have a sin and being an alcoholic, let's not place ourselves in those same situations, or drugs, or porn. We cannot knowingly put ourselves in a situation that will incite that return sin. Because I'm telling you, these demons are watching y'all. They're watching us, okay? And they are just drooling. They're just salivating at the mouth, just waiting for you to be to bite on that temptation and to fall back into sin. So we have got to really avoid those landmines, especially if we know that they're there. So let's not put ourselves back in those snares willingly. Okay? And I think it's really important that we be mindful of that and not do that. All right, well, you all, I hope you have a blessed day and God bless.